collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family. Volume of unity. Divine light shining individually. Collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family.
As above, so below. Feel the pain in my soul. The red pill dissolved. Organized, no matter the cost. Politicians starts wars, they don't fight, they sit in the pause. And nothing lasts forever as long as we stay together. Give hell to the masses, watch the unity rapture. This is for the kids and the culture. It's one love, one growth, one light. Light warriors.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jamar Jabari. Welcome to another episode of Jabari Rock Podcast. And excuse me, so we got some buffering happening. Okay. Reset my camera. I hate it when there's issues. All right, there we go. So everything seems a lot more clear now. You can see my living room. So I'm here in my living room. You're not in my room because I want to keep everything good. This is another episode of Unsavory Politik. Something happened with my co-host, unfortunately. Some family issues. He'll be back on either on this episode or the next episode where we're going to talk about Venezuela. I wanted to put on a clip. Let me see if I can get a clip on here to share. I hope everyone is doing well. And let me tell you something. It has been absolutely crazy week. We have a lot to discuss. But what I really wanted to talking to was the Venezuelan elections. Alex had somebody on. We have a journalist, I believe, Dakota, who's going to come on next week. We're going to do an actual episode next week as well too. And it's still going to be bi-weekly, but this episode will be next week. But we're still aiming for bi-weekly, only because we was able to get him on today. And then I was asked if we should stream, and now here we are. So we talk about Venezuelan elections because he was there. So it should be a very, really good interview. So this is the first week Donald Trump has been in office. And let me tell you something, Jesus Christ. The first week where we have so much being attacked. We'll get one of those articles up. Executive orders that have been signed, because I wanted to show a video that will be great to explain, but unfortunately I can't seem to get the website up, so we're just going to look at the article. I want to look at Axios. This what was the article I was looking at. Axios All right, here we go. Tracking Trump's executive orders so far. I'm gonna put this on the screen so people can see it here. Oh, it just had it. Put it back. Okay, there we go. Okay, actually make it bigger. So here we go. This doesn't show everything because God knows he signed a lot, a lot. I don't even think he remembers everything he signed. You know, there's a quick story. There's a article, well, not an article. There was a report out from one of the from one of the there was a report out from one of the people in Washington. It was Matt Johnson. That's who it was. Matt Johnson. Who Mike Johnson, right? I believe his name is Mike Johnson. We're talking about Speaker of the House. I believe his name is Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson was on, I believe it was Fox News, one of those mainstream places that are his legacy media that continues to lie to us. He was on one of those talk shows. And he was saying that he had a feeling that Joe Biden had some type of decline, but he didn't really think about it until he had to get a meeting with him, and it was on some, top secret stuff. How could we experience U.S. imperialism, if you want to put it that way? I'm just popping up high so I could look at you guys more. And he says, which is absolutely incredible, because they definitely was hiding things. He tried to get a meeting with Joe Biden. He couldn't get a meeting with him, and for some reason he wasn't able to get a meeting with Joe Biden exclusively. Joe Biden had to have Kamala Harris and other DC officials in the same room. If anybody remember this interview, so you're probably not gonna be surprised. But just to those who were surprised, straight up, dude, like he basically was letting upon Matt Miller, letting all these people. Who was the secretary? Can't even think his name right now. Anthony Blinken, there is his name. All these people was basically calling the shots and running DC and running things. And Biden, he'll come out whenever he's ready, when he's mentally ready. So it's not really that hard. Not hard, but it's not really that rare where you hear presidents hiding their conditions. Of course they did. I mean, Reagan, FDR did that first. I believe it was FDR, right? That was basically not able to walk, had palsy, poliosis. Oh my god, I would be like, what did you just say? I know, right? Cerebral palsy. Was it cerebral palsy? I don't know. I forgot. But the whole me pointing this out to you, like, I don't think Trump's remembering anything that he signed except for all the big points. That's what I'm basically saying. I don't think he remembers anything that he signs. And he has over 200 executive orders that he has signed. There's no way in hell he's fighting real hard for all these things, guys. He did this last election. Last election, he just signed all these executive orders. It was fucking crazy. And I'm just like, dude, why? Why are you doing this? So we're going to look at some of the big ones. Let's look at some of the big ones. I'm going to make my screen bigger so people can see. I read this earlier. So this is on the Axios article. Okay. They only show a few. And it's actually the ones I want to talk about, which is why I want to show this article. So definitely check this article out. It's on Axios.com. Okay, so Donald Trump declares emergency at the Mexico border. One trend with our new, returning commander-in-chief, one thing about our new commander in chief, um, he has this obsession with being known as the conqueror, being powerful. Um, and in order, in the time frame that we have, where there's BRICS, Shanghai, banks, right now that are very great rivals. Well, they're together, the BRICS and Shanghai, but they're very great to rival the World Bank. We're seeing that the East is now making a lot more and getting a lot done financially with the economy and helping out the countries. And America is starting to decline when it comes to that hegemony type of spectrum. So Trump, just like every colonialist, because he's a colonialist, he wants expansionism. This is how America has been for the last, we're about to be 250 years old of a country. Expansion 24/7, like Israel. They want a greater Israel. Expansionism. That is the core of colonialism. That's the core of U.S. imperialism right now. They want to expand. So, of course, you don't want your neighbors to be on the other side. And instead of talking and trying to delegate, which is what, not delegate, let's not use that term. Instead of talking, reaching out to your neighbors, having a conversation on how we could build a collective. There is an actual Pan-America's movement that last time I read started back in 1850s, the Pan-America's movement, reuniting the Americas. Everyone here from Latin America, South America, North America, all around, everybody here is American. Is American. Just to get that off if you want to put it in perspective. These are the Americas. Trump wants to take control of the Panama Canal. He wants to. The whole thing with immigration is just, it's so biased as well, too, because they're not saying anything about the European immigrants. So I don't hear anything about this with Ukrainian immigrants at all. They're attacking only Black and brown. It has been the most deportations from both sides. Even Barack Obama himself, he broke the record. So they want to kick them out and they want to expand and control their resources. That's the plan for Trump with this foreign policy on the Americas. He wants Greenland. I don't know why. It must be because of the oil, knowing that BRICS. I mean, Greenland's breaking up and there's a lot of resources there. And that BRICS is controlling majority of the oil right now, or if not half. So that's competition. Not to mention how much Russia is making off of oil. The big competition, even though they stopped the pipeline. The only people that are suffering is Germany and all the other European countries that were dealing with Russia, because now they have to pay 3 times more than what the United States wants them to pay for oil. So it's a race. It's always a race between money. So of course, he wants to go after Latin America, and this is why we we got slogans now: hands off Venezuela. People. The Venezuelan elections, like I said, just happened last year in the fall. And now, Maduro just has been sworn in. Sheinbaum was sworn in. Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico was sworn in September. A lot of progressiveness still strong, especially for Mexico, especially for Venezuela. A lot of socialism and progressiveness is strong. And that when you're a right winger and all you want is expansionism, socialist and progressive thinking leaders are not thinking about expansionism. They are thinking about what they should be thinking about: their people. Panama Canal is Panama's. The Gulf of Mexico is the Gulf of Mexico. I know that they want it and turn it into the Gulf of America. For what? For what? Honestly, for what? So, Asians, whatever they're going to do, I'm not going to be surprised. What's going to happen in the next 4 years? The target is back on Latin America, and Latin America is done. They have said it. You see it in their elections. You see it in their protests. You see it in their voices. You see it with every scholar and working class person alike. in Mexico that not Mexico, in all of Latin America, you see what they're saying. They want change, and they're getting this change in Colombia, already in Bolivia. You know, look at Honduras. You know what I mean? So, of course, Trump wants to make sure Latin America is put in line and know their place. They don't need to go to the east. Like Brazil literally helped start at BRICS. Of course, America's not happy about that. You know what I mean? So this is aggression towards Latin, indigenous, black, and brown people. This is a war towards them. The same war that's been waging since the U.S. started expanding. This is what they want, and they want to put troops at that border. That's not going to intimidate us. That's definitely going to feel intimidating to Mexicans. They're like, are you guys going to invade us? Like, what's the problem? Fear mongering, dude. ICE is running rampant. We just heard ICE is right now doing raids. We heard in Connecticut here where I live, there was quite a few recently. Then we also heard today they're up there in Boston area. Information is being shared out. Please don't go and talk. As a matter of fact, let me show this first since we're on this topic and this has everything to do with, you know, I mean, they just passed the day they're going to have camps, detention centers. Detention centers open up for their definition of an illegal immigrant, which I, as a socialist, I believe that all immigrants are welcome here. Hold on, let me just actually airdrop this picture to me on my laptop so I can show you. Okay, I'm gonna airdrop right now. And if you haven't seen this around, now you've seen it around. Just waiting on it to load. Well, while that's loading, I don't know what's happening right now. Why it's not loading? But while that's loading, so yeah. So basically, I was just going to show what not to do if ICE comes to the door, and I'm waiting for this to load so I can show it to you guys. Yeah. Uh-oh. All right. Well, don't know why it's not working. So whatever. Let's continue on what we're talking about. If ICE comes to the door, people, please. Oh God, if ICE comes to the door, please, guys, just don't ask them if they got a federal warrant. You know what I mean? If you want to talk to them, don't say nothing. You don't have to let them in your home or anything. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to cooperate with them. Know your laws. Know your rules. Of not rules. Know the law, because Jesus Christ is. I feel very bad. What's going to be partaking, and do not blame trans people for the election. Just don't do that. Don't do that. That's not a thing you should do. So what we have the immigration executive order. Oh yeah, and then the remain in Mexico policy. This is the same policy that he signed into law last time, from my understanding, where he had people remain in Mexico that were applying for citizenship. Isn't it amazing how, because these people aren't just from Mexico, they are from all over Latin America and other parts of the world. but you want Mexico to house them. You're forcing Mexico to house them because you don't house them. It's, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely crazy, bro, that America just gets to tell people, oh, you're going to do this. You're going to like it. You're going to take this. You're going to like it. You're not going to do anything about it. Because if you do, we are America, a shining star. Don't apologize for America. You know, all that bullshit. Birthright citizenship, executive order is insane. Like, I mean, I just want to read the bullets. There's not any more else I can say about this. Birthright citizenship is protected by the U.S. Constitution, and he's gone against that. And the order already faces legal challenges. Of course, we already knew that it was going to happen. Next bullet. Trump ordered agencies starting 30 days after the order not to recognize babies as citizens if their mother was unlawfully present, basically legal alien, at the time of birth, and their father was not a U.S. citizen or a law enforcement. Okay, the father wasn't a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident. Wow. And this is being challenged, of course. Hopefully this doesn't pass. This also applies to children born to mothers who were unlawfully temporarily residents and fathers who were not citizens or lawfully permanent residents. What? Dude. Dude. None of you, besides the Native Americans, should be here. Like, this is ridiculous, bro. This is why, I don't see America as a legitimate country like like I don't see Israel as legitimate, of course, or any colonial country. You know what I mean? Like the UK, you don't see them really as legitimate because you stole that. You came from the Germanic lands. You stole that land. I don't even want to talk about it. But it's just so crazy. They go hard here, making it so difficult to be a citizen. It's disgusting. Paris. Don't even need to talk about this. LA's burning right now. It's crazy, man. Crazy. And then look, this is like we're targeting DEI and transgender Americans. Let's get very transphobic. You reactionaries, this country, just love what going after the other. Just love it. Going after the other. Don't even get me started with DEI. Because DEI, the only person that can complain about DEI is only the white man. Everybody else, DEI exists and affirmative action exists just so everyone that's not a white man can be able to get jobs. That's it. They didn't realize it was a big deal. A lot of white women fall for this. But now you're seeing a total opposite where on the right wing perspective, they're fighting to stop this. What is going to be a chain reaction with this? You know what I mean? Like, you just want people to just hire all their frat boys, all their frat friends, discrimination laws. You know what I mean? He wants to repeal that. He repealed a few from civil rights era. This is just ridiculous. He pardoned the January 6th. The ones that literally killed a cop, crushed one at the door. You don't need to get on us about the shit that we do when we riot, but y'all literally went into this. Bro. Unsavory politik. Wow. What else you want me to say about January 6th? That shit was stupid, dude. Extension on TikTok, 90 days. I mean, there's a lot. You got, what he did to Israel. I think it's another issue that I have as well too. Because he removed all the sanctions on the invaders. Let's just call it how it is, because the West Bank is Palestinian territory. So for settlers to go in there and to kick people out their homes and all these things, they're kicking people out their homes. They're passing around weapons, shooting people in the street. This is what's going on in the West Bank. Janine, solidarity with Janine. So you know what Trump does. Trump removes the sanctions so they could kill them easier. And all the little blockage that Biden did to make it hard for Israel to do certain things, that's been removed too. Even though he really didn't do that much. Let's just be honest. Gaza literally, they tried to put that place into a parking lot. They tried to bomb it into a parking lot. And we're just living in tents in Gaza, if they have a tent, or they're living in their same house under rubble, you know. So the ceasefire that he got for Gaza, you know, you would think they would just stop, but no, they went after the West Bank. Now tanks are coming in, Janine's fighting, you know. Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy right now what's going on. It's absolutely crazy. You know, I was waiting for my co-host, but I want to, you know, talk for at least 30 minutes because he wasn't able to come on. But like I said, guys, this is that era, you know. Part of me knew, you know, as horrible, and I don't need to repeat myself with the Democrats, as horrible the Democrats were this past term, I was not shocked that he won. I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked that he won. I'm sorry. And to the people that were shocked, how do I put this? Because I don't want to sound like, I don't want to sound like an ass. No, but why are y'all surprised that why are y'all surprised that he won? I think that's the question to ask. And this is something I will end on. By the way, why are people so shocked that he won? Why? Because the Democrats tried to run while literally funding a genocide, guys. So, you know, genocide is the bottom line. And you can't go after Trump and think that you're the higher party, you're the higher ground while you're funding a genocide. You know, there was really no crazy ass conflicts that were going on last time Trump was in office and Joe Biden ran. Joe Biden won, and 7 billion more people, 7 million more people, million more people in America, 7 million more people in America came out to vote. Actually, it was like 15 million more. They had the ball. They had the ball in their court. No matter how complicit and similar their policies were with foreign policy, and especially with police departments, and especially with ICE, because ICE was still active. No one really cared about ICE apparently when Joe Biden was in office, but now we're caring, you know. That's like when Trump was in office. Last time we cared about ICE. ICE started under Bush. Bush created ICE. Obama used ICE. You know, it's just the news looks different. Things that we should be worried about, we don't worry about. We should worry about. And I'm just going to say we, as the working class in general, because I guess the working class is, the working class is more left than people think they are. And it doesn't matter whether you're right or left, you still have to have working class solidarity. But Biden and his administration, they push for every war they can because they had to pressure Russia. They had to pressure China. They had to use the CIA. They had to use NATO just so they keep the U.S. hegemony. And now we're in all these crazy wars. And then, Hamas decides to show that we are still resisting because they tried to delete Palestinian plight. And Hamas they have the right to exist. Palestinians have the right to exist. They have the right to resist. But Biden, instead of using his power as president to put Israel in line, he doesn't. And then he tries to run again for re-election. While he's literally funding a genocide. And while there's catastrophes all over the place, people are watching what's happening in Maui, what's happening to East Palestine. People are watching what's happening now in LA. Billions of dollars going to Ukraine, billions of dollars going to Israel. The bloodshed. What's happening to our people here? Asheville, where my family's at, Asheville. What's happening to our people here? So that's why we see this man here today. Because people stop caring about the Democrats' bullshit. They just stopped. That's why we see him here today. Again, I'm sorry that this isn't a nice, unsavory politik episode, but as you know, we tell the real here. Don't forget to like, share, comment. If you like what you're hearing, please donate to my Cash App. It'll keep the show going. All proceeds go to helping out the show. I work 40 hours a week, man. And I'm injured. You saw me in the last episode. Well, it ain't out yet, actually. It's out tomorrow. You're going to see me with my ice pack. Literally got an ice pack, bro. Crazy. So, yeah, we're going to end it here. And hope everybody have a really good night. Keep fighting. We got a hell of a year to go.
Blank period, yeah. On my black, brown, and indigenous. Gotta holler if you really feeling this. Gotta holler if you really real enough. Other rappers is delirious. Yeah, it's really that serious. Better holler if you really feeling me. I gotta keep it 100, ayy. If you don't like it, then fuck it, ayy. We gonna win in the end, yeah, we gonna live in abundance. I gotta keep it 100, ayy. If you don't like it, then fuck it, ayy. We gonna win in the end, yeah, we gonna. I gotta keep it 100. We gotta stop all the stunting. You know we coming from nothing. Yo, you talking about money, you bluffing. We gotta do something different. We gotta change how we live in. We gotta do better for women. We gotta do better for children. We gotta listen to victims, whether Jewish or Muslim or Christian. It doesn't matter your religion. You gotta stand against the system, or else you just another villain. How you just sitting there chilling?